So Norwich are leading at the break 1-0, Rob, and it's almost going to plan, isn't it? That's kind of what Norwich would expect today. Blackburn were always going to be a threat, but they've hit them on the break, they've created chances, and they find themselves leading.
I think Norwich have played very well. Defensively, Blackburn are looking to go down the right-hand side. Exactly.
Is that something we said before, that they were going to... Bradley Johnson's picking the ball up in that CDM area, left foot, looking straight over the top of Sorensen every single time. Yeah,
and fair play to Sorensen. I think he's done very well. I think Josh Martin can be a bit more aware of the fact they're targeting that, so maybe I've got to drop 5-10 more yards to help Sorensen out. But overall, I think he's done well because Elliott's a good player. And when the balls have come into the box, they've competed well. Goalkeepers make a fantastic save from the corner. So defensively, I think they've been good, but I think offensively, I think Norwich have been really, really good. Vranic has been picking it up in that number 10 area. No one's near him. Basically, he's been slide ruling them pass. Wendia looked sharp, took the ball into the penalty area, created a chance for Pukki who hit the bar. Yeah. And Pukki in particular looks sharp at the moment, in and around the box, controlling the ball, turning and shooting a goal. But he looks sharp. As a defender, you'd be really worried that Pukki's starting to hit really top form now.
That's quite a frightening thing, isn't it, for any defence? To see Timo Pukki in form and looking sharp and playing with a smile on his face. You see him at the moment. You know, you don't always see that with Timo, but he's enjoying it at the moment.
Yeah, absolutely. Strikers, I mean, are judged on goals, but I think his overall performance today has been really, really well. I mean, he's been chasing back. If he's lost a possession, he's having 20 yards, 30 yards back in his own half. Defenders, teammates love to see that your striker out of possession, trying to regain possession. But I think overall, Norwich offensively, I think they've been really, really good today. Out of possession, they've been nice and compact and sort of like limited to Blackburn to basically sort of like putting balls into the box. I think one threat Blackburn have got that might become more effective in the second half, that balls from their right hand side into the far post, whereas Gallagher out sort of like he out heights
everyone.
Basically, yeah. So he hasn't really that hasn't been really a threat for him at the moment. But I think Max Aarons has coped with him quite well as well on the far post. Even though he's smaller, he can still do a job defending the far post.
But offensively, are Norwich a little bit disappointed they haven't got another goal? Because we said it beforehand, and we looked at the highlights of the last time they played Blackburn, and the winning goal was a deflected shot that went in. They do seem still a little bit reluctant to pull the trigger. Josh Martin could have had an opportunity, Vrancic could have had an opportunity, Timo Pukki, all these players,
Aarons as well.
Max Aarons, all these drops in. Yeah, so they're getting away with it in a minute because they're scoring goals and keeping clean sheets. But you'd expect them to probably want to see them hit the shots a bit more.
And they were in good areas as well. Like you say, you just mentioned 4 instances then where if they're going to hit it first time, one of them would have gone in. But like I say, they still want to be a bit too cute in possession and try those little triangles. But I think overall, yes, they might be thinking we could have had a couple more. But I think they're thinking we're in control of this game. At this moment, at half-time, we're 1-0 up, we're having the chances, we're creating chances, we're defending really well. We're in control of this game, so let's not worry about it at the moment. As the game goes on, we know 1-0, 2-0 is a result where you think you're not really on top here, but you are winning the game.
Yeah, and well, someone who's always got their yellow and green goggles on is Rob Butler. He's at Ewood Park for us, Rob. You must be relatively pleased with that as well. We're saying in here it is a very professional performance from Norwich and probably should have had 1 or 2 more goals.
Yeah, sorry, just saying hello to Elliot Bennett, the nicest man in football. He's popped up to see, he's doing some media work over there, and he came and said hello to us, which is nice. But Elliot Bennett isn't out there today. But yeah, I'm really happy as a Norwich fan. I'm really happy. I think it's gone really well, hasn't it? You know, it's a great game to watch. 2 good teams, lots of people around us here in the press box are complimenting on both teams, how they try and play attacking football and try and do things the right way. I think, Blackburn are a little bit more direct, which is fine to see. Our old mate Bradley Johnson playing some lovely crossfield balls and getting, other people involved, trying to spread the play a little bit. And, I've enjoyed watching it. It's been great. And the goal from Norwich was brilliant. I mean, great to see Teti and Pukki linking up. We were talking all about them before the game, weren't we, about the 250 and 100 appearances record that they've both got today. And to see them to link up, it was quite apt, really, wasn't it? It was fantastic. And what a finish from Timo Pukki as well. Absolutely brilliant. And a special mention as well, Darren, to Josh Martin. I don't know how much you've been talking about him, but I think he's been brilliant. He's proved what a player he is, because a lot of Norwich fans expected him to come in the team and just kind of be a winger and maybe out wide. And, like when you came in the team and did it so well when you were a young lad, just that raw pace and what have you. But he's proved that he's got that little bit extra as well of that final pass and that vision as well. And he's got an eye for goal. So I've been really impressed with Josh Martin. And, I think he's a proper player.
Yeah, he has done well, but I like Rob, we talked about him a little while ago, and for me, I'd like to see him just be a little bit more selfish. I know he's a young lad coming into the team, but he's had opportunities where he could shot, and show the pace and the quality he has got. But at the moment, I think that being a youngster and just coming into the team, he's not quite showing us actually just how much he's got, because he's got a lot more in my view, and as well as he's done, I think he's got a lot more to offer.
Absolutely, yeah, I think you're right. I think he perhaps does need to bring other people in and perhaps keep himself, in check as well, and think, well, hang on a minute, I can have a go here, rather than feel nervous and try and lay it off to one of the big boys, as in Emi Buendia or a team of Buki. Perhaps he is going to have to think, a couple of times, in that first half, I'm sitting there going, shoot, and he's tried to overplay it a little bit. So I think you're right, Darren. But, I mean, you know what it's like coming into the team. You're trying to impress. You're trying to impress the manager. You're trying to impress the fans at home in this case. And I think Josh Martin is doing that. I think he's been a little bit of a revelation. I think he's having probably one of his best games so far for Norwich today. And all in all, Norwich have been good. They're coming to a tough place. I think Blackburn's league position is a little bit false. I think, when they get those players back that we were talking about before the game, and when they really are firing all cylinders, I think they'll be up there in the top six. So, I mean, you can't ask for more, can you? 1-0 away from home, we'll take that now. But I think it's been really good performance from Norwich. But all in all, everyone watching at home and listening to the BBC Radio Norfolk coverage, I think, it's worth getting over how enjoyable this game has been. It can be a bit dire sometimes in the old Championship, a little bit scrappy sometimes. We saw that in the games against Wednesday and Forest. Check out who their managers are. But today, it's been great. It really has been entertaining, and I've really enjoyed it. I'm sitting here loving it. It's been great football all round.
Yeah, it always happens to be better when you're sitting at the top of the table, Rob. And Bournemouth are winning 3-0 today. So how important is it to Norwich keep ticking these games off at the moment, results-wise?
I mean, it's incredible, isn't it? At the run we're having, we just keep winning. And Holty was on our Canary Call coverage the other day, and we were kind of talking about, I was saying, Norwich playing well, are playing not that great and getting wins, or are they playing really well? And he said, look, if you're winning, you're playing well. It doesn't matter. You as footballers, you know better than anyone. You don't care necessarily, you want to get those wins, especially in the Championship. You want to keep grinding out those wins. And yeah, on the face of it, fans might be saying, well, hang on, Norwich, perhaps they're not firing all cylinders, perhaps they've got a sixth gear to go into, what have you. But they're winning, and they keep winning. All right, there's still 45 minutes to go here. And believe you me, they look really dangerous going forward, Blackburn. We've got to watch giving away those set pieces. I think that's what Daniel Barker will be talking about in the dressing room. Say, look, don't give away unnecessary fouls. There was a couple of times when, I think there were some little areas outside the box where you're thinking, don't foul there, you don't need to. And they were giving away those set pieces, and, they've got real quality. But Sam Gallagher's there on the end of it. He's a big unit. He's someone to aim for. Fantastic player to aim at. And Harvey Elliott as well. I've been really impressed with him. I think he's 17, incredible. It reminds me of you, Darren, when you first came into the team. Obviously not quite that good, but just class, and he's got a trick and he tries different things as well.
You can come on again, Rob. You keep saying things like that, mate.
When Rob Newman first came to the team back in the 1950s, he's incredible.
Mate, brilliant stuff. Can you join us at the end of the game? I'm not sure you'll be able to or not, but we'd like to have a word with you at the end of the game if possible.
I'll be straight into Canary Call, but I'll get another wave from Rivo. Look, he's putting his gloves on. There he is. Look. You can get Chris Gorham as well.
There he is, the man himself, the man, the myth.
Yeah, there he is. The man, he can't see you, but he's happy. He's give away. That's it. There you go.
He's like, who's that? Who's that on waving at? Top man, mate. Thanks for joining us. Enjoy the second half.
All the best.
Brilliant so far, isn't it? He's always enthusiastic. I mean, he wasn't too complimentary about you then, Rob, back in the 1950s, but,
Been a banner.
Exactly what it's all about. But, he's a kind of works for Radio Norfolk, but just a massive Norwich fan. For him, as a fan, to be in the position where he's going to Norwich games and watching it, even during these circumstances, what a buzz for him.
Yeah, massive. And he's speaking for probably however many thousand Norwich City supporters, the way... So, he gets the best view in the house every game.
He's very up and down as well. But that's what a football fan is like, isn't it? We're the best in the world when we win. We're the worst in the world when we lose. And
to be fair to Rob, he says it as it is as well. He's like, there's no sugarcoating with him. I mean, if Norwich play badly, he will say they've played badly. But I mean, quite rightly, what he's saying there today, it's been a good game of football, and Norwich thoroughly deserve to be in front. But Blackburn are a team that are a real threat offensively, and it's going to be a good 45 minutes.
Yeah, well, let's hear from Simeon Jackson now as well. Can join us back again for half-time. Simeon, it has been a good game, isn't it? Rob just mentioned it there. Rob Butler said it as well, and I've said it. It's a really entertaining game, and both sides having the chances, but you'd probably argue Norwich do deserve to be in the lead?
Yeah, I think they do. Pookie's there in the box, just natural instinct, just swivels and hits it, and it goes in the back of the net, and I think that's obviously the difference. Blackburn have slightly edged it possession-wise. You can see they've tried to, come down Norwich's left side a few times, and maybe a little bit more settled than Norwich. But what Norwich have done really well is, they've when they've gotten forward with a purpose, and when they've gotten into those areas, they made good decisions and played little through balls. Pukki and as well for Martin as well, making those runs along the line. So I think Norwich do deserve to be 1-0 up, and should be a good second half, I think.
And just tell us about those natural instincts you're talking about, Timo Pukki, how he turned and swivel, because, as you're describing there, he knows where the goal is even with the back to it, doesn't he? He knows he's got a defender behind him, but he knows he's going to turn and swivel and hit his shot before the defender can react. Yeah,
I think when you're in that situation in the box, you can easily get it when you're back to goal and try and set someone because you don't know what's behind you. But he's obviously, just kind of had that instinct, that vision that, he had a bit of time to swivel, and he did that and got a good connection. And I think he's unlucky for the second one as well, hitting the crossbar, and is on the second attempt when it bounced to him. But those instincts you get from when you're a striker like him, and just always sniffing and on the peripheral.
And how impressed have you been with these youngsters that keep coming into the team, Simeon? Because, Norwich have had lots of injuries, but every player that seems to come into the team has either scored goals like Sorensen the other week, or Josh Martin scored the other week. So all these youngsters, and we talk about the troubled times Norwich had in terms of injuries. Everybody they've brought in has done a job and continues to do a job. And that's bodes well for the future, doesn't it? When you look at Norwich's bench at the moment, they can't get in the team.
100%. I think it's down to the club and the energy and time they put in the young players and developing them, and clearly they're being developed and coached in a great way and understand the role of what it takes to come into that side. Norwich are an organised side and know how they want to play, and for a young player to pick up that and be able to come in and do a job is credit to them and obviously the club as well.
I'm sure you've played under Tony Mowbray in this situation, 1-0 down at half-time. What's he like to do? Is he someone who's going to change his team around, change tactics? Or, he'll be relatively pleased the way Blackburn have played, apart from conceding the goal.
Yeah, he'd be disappointed about conceding the goal. He used to be a defender, so obviously usually, the managers hate conceding goals, especially kind of how it's happened. But they've been okay. They've not really... threatened. I think they've put a few good crosses in the box, but he'll be saying, you'll try and G him up a bit and tell him a bit more, and I think try and get Armstrong more in the game because he's been fairly quiet. I think he'll be fairly happy in terms of how they've been on the ball, but disappointed from conceding.
When you look what they've got on the bench as well, and someone like Stuart Downing and the great left foot he has got, would you expect to see someone like him in the second half with the experience he's got and the delivery he can put in the box? And if that is a slight concern for Norwich, that could be a change he may make at some time.
Yeah, definitely. But I think for them, Joe Arthur's got on the ball a few times. Holtby's trying to create things, but Norwich are defending well, keeping the shape, and making it difficult for them. But yeah, you'd expect to later on maybe to create some changes and bring on a Downer that can come in and put some really good balls in the box.
Mate, thanks for joining us again. We'll see you at full time.
No worries.
So would you expect to see changes, Rob, at half-time? Not from Norwich, certainly. They're going to continue to play the same way they're playing. They've hit hit Blackburn on the break. Yeah. Would you expect Blackburn to make any changes? Because as Simeon said there, they've put some decent balls in the box, but they're not really, apart from the early one where I think it was the header from Gallagher that McGovern made a fantastic save from. They've not really made McGovern make another save.
And that was from a corner as well, so it wasn't from open play. I think they've got to decide whether they want to change their style of play, because I think they've become predictable now. If Bradley Johnson or whoever gets in, Holtby get it in the centre, automatically they're looking for the long diagonal. If Norwich continue doing what they're doing, they're not going to get that many chances, hopefully, touch wood. But like I say, if they change their play up and maybe push Adam Armstrong more forward, or even swap Gallagher as a central role, they might go a bit more direct. But I think in terms of personnel changes, I don't think so, because I think they have got it in their locker to score goals. So I can't see any changes from Blackburn early on, and certainly can't see any changes from Norwich because they're doing well.
Sticking with your 2-1?
I'm sticking maybe 2-0 now.
Well, that's my tune. You've got to have that, mate. It's mine. I'm 2-0, you're 2-1.
I'm 2-1, okay. I'm happy with 2-1 still.
Good.
That's all right.
Well, enjoy the second half. We'll see you at full time.